click record. So it should be recording for us. And I'm going to go ahead and mute these mics just for now, just for the feedback purposes. You guys can unmute yourselves if you have any questions. Don't feel like you can't. I'm just going to do it for feedback, and that way the recording will be good. Okay. All right. So there's a few things I wanted to actually talk about tonight. And one thing is about Summit, because Kelly is so awesome. She actually did a Coach Online chat and answered a question that I wasn't sure about, which was coaches that were earning free tickets for Summit, where you earn it in your first 3 months as a coach, meaning that you hit Success Club 5. And you're also, to be a part of Success Club, it's not just hitting those 5 points. It's also that you're on a 90 PV HD. So I've been talking to a lot of coaches about that too, to make sure everybody understands that part of it. And your 90 PV can be, it doesn't have to be Shakeology, but it can even be, some coaches are doing the performance pack, which is Energize and Recover. And I think on the performance, they call them stacks, I think. Mm-hmm. On the performance stacks, you can actually intertwine, like say if you didn't want Recover, you can get Recharge and Energize, or however.
Yeah, there's a few different ways you can get them, it'll still give you that PV, so. And
that's on HD, and I think it's actually less. I think it's $86, where, Shakeology for us coaches is like $96. So with the Summit ticket, it is, and Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody after January 31st is they're a free Summit ticket. If you signed up after January 31st, if you became a coach February 1st, then and you earn it in those first 3 months of your business, from there on out, you get a ticket for the following year's Summit. So for 2017, which they change the location every year, or not every year, but every couple of years. So last year it was Nashville, this year it's Nashville. Usually they're contracted with whatever area they're in for 2 years. I guess it was in Vegas for 2 years, and then it moved to Nashville for 2 years. And we don't know where it'll be in 2017. I kind of heard through the grapevine that they're going to do Nashville one more time, but I have no confirmation on that, and I bet they won't release that information to us until we're at Summit. So for all coaches that signed up February 1st and after, if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months of business, and say if you signed up April 10th, or you signed up March 10th or whatever, you get that whole month as being your first month, but you also get the next month. So that means if somebody signed up to be a coach, like I actually signed up May 28th. I purchased my challenge pack May 28th, but I always say I started as a coach in June because my challenge pack didn't even come until like June 5th. But so I had that month of May to hit Success Club 5 in like 2 days. And then I had the whole month of June as being my month 1. So they try to make it kind of fair depending on where you sign up in the month. That way you have a full 30 days. Okay. So I want to touch base on that because a lot of coaches were asking questions about that, and we kind of got an answer. Thanks to Kelly. You rock. Okay, so I will be out of town. I'm actually going to be leaving on Thursday for a leadership retreat with Josh Spencer. This is one of our upline teams. He is working on next year's retreat and what the stipulations are going to be and what the qualifications will be for this trip. So as soon as he has those posted, I'm going to post them, because this is a trip he does for his entire downline. So everybody on his downline team has the opportunity of earning this trip. And obviously it's really awesome. Last year we got to meet Autumn Calvarese and hang out with her and do all of that fun stuff. And then this year he's taking us to New Orleans, and we're going to be with a superstar diamond, a 15-star diamond, doing a retreat. So it'll be really cool. So as soon as I have details about that, I'm going to post it to you guys so you guys know what you need to be doing in order to be a candidate for that retreat for next year. One thing I want to talk to you guys also about really quick is I posted today about branding. And so I have a lot of coaches that have been asking me about, what should I post? And even coaches that say, well, I follow other coaches and I see the examples, but I still don't know what should I post. And, the thing is that you really want to figure out your brand. So today I did post a couple things. I posted one, which was making your avatar to figure out who you are, and really, it kind of sounds silly, like you don't know who you are, but when you want to sit down and think about who am I and who am I speaking to, what type of people do I want to draw to my team, what type of challengers would be attracted to me, that avatar, creating that avatar is really going to help you with that part. And then I went ahead, not only put that, creating your avatar and putting that video on the team page, but I went ahead and created a whole entire album section that is about crafting your brand. And it's something that Brooke had put together. It's really good. It kind of has you doing a few different assignments to really figure out what your brand is and what you want to attract on social media. But one of the neat things that she did that's really simple to do is to create a same and a different list. And so you create this list of what makes you the same compared to other coaches. Something that you love Beachbody programs. Well, most of us coaches love Beachbody programs. You love Shakeology. Most of us coaches love Shakeology. You do challenge groups. Things that are just like, okay, every coach, that's the same. That doesn't make me any different. So when you write that different list, you got to think, okay, what makes me different? For me, we eat organic, and I have a 3-year-old. I'm a mom. I'm pregnant. I'm a dental hygienist. I'm in the health field. For Chris, he's a teacher. He's into cars. What else do you like? Music. So,
I think with this too, it comes down to, this is attraction marketing, in its rawest form. And I think, for those that follow Amy Silverman and see, some of her posts, she comes to mind when thinking about this, because she hardly ever posts about, Shakeology. She may say something about, a superfood shake, but if you go to her page and look at her page and see kind of what she's doing, she's really got her brand down. She really understands attraction marketing, and she's still a top recruiter every month. She still sells. She's always in the top challenge pack sales, but it's not something that, it's going to take a while for you to, I think, realize what your brand is. It's not something you're just going to innately know how to do, but I think what she posted today really helped you get started with that.
Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here at the same time too. But what I want you guys to kind of think of is, when you're thinking about your brand is not your program. Your brand is not Shakeology. Nobody's going to choose you because you drink Shakeology. They're going to choose you because of the emotion you put behind what you're doing. So like I told Chris, one thing that I see a lot of coaches doing is really trying to lead their brand with the product. I see just a ton of Shakeology posts. And for me, I really at a max probably do 2 Shakeology posts a month, maybe. And typically when I do them, I don't ever say Shakeology. I say my superfood shake. And I rarely ever show it saying Shakeology on my cup or show my Shakeology. I have never taken a picture of my Shakeology bag or my Shakeology packet, because to me, when it comes to Shakeology, I want to talk about that in a personal message. Because what I've learned is if people are seeing that on my Facebook page, they may automatically be turned off because people aren't educated about Shakeology. They think, oh, it's another one of those crappy shakes out there that has all this garbage in there. And maybe they'll Google it because they're like, oh, what is this? And they'll Google it and they'll see the cost and be like, oh, no. So I don't want to lead with Shakeology ever on my Facebook page. You will hardly ever see me post about it. And that's the reason. Now, I talk about it a lot in personal message. I talk about it every single message that I'm going back and forth in conversation, and we're talking about health and fitness or doing challenge groups. Every single person will hear me talk about Shakeology. But I want that to be in a personal conversation because I want to be able to explain to them why I chose this product, what the benefits are, why it's different from other shakes, what it's done for me. I don't want, to put my bag of Shakeology and be my post, because that, for me, if I seen that all the time, I would unfollow you. That's how I feel, because sometimes I feel like people are just trying to kill me with products on Facebook. And so that's what I don't want coaches to be doing. But you want to talk about Shakeology, but you want it to be more in private message, and you want to throw hints of it out there. And that's what I do. Like when I say, Reese and I, like this week I did a post, I have my superfood shake. I have my daily dose of I think I said Reese had her daily dose of vitamins. My cravings have been crushed. And especially when I was a new coach, now people know what I'm doing now that I'm almost 2 years into it. But when I was a new coach, I was getting a lot of messages of, what's the superfood shake? Or what do you put in that? Or what is this all about? What are you making? And that gave me the opportunity, if they commented on my post, especially, I could private message them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I could tell them more about it. But if you're putting it out there like all the time, what might happen is they'll look it up, see the price, and never reach out to you because they see it's expensive. Or they'll be turned off and they'll click on follow. So that's what I want coaches not to be doing, is leading by the product. And, with the fitness programs, I will mention their names a little bit more, but I am very descriptive when I talk about a fitness program. I don't just say, I did my workout today, 22-minute hardcore, it was awesome, kicked my butt. I will elaborate on it and say how I felt beforehand if I didn't want to do it, how I was tired, and then I'll elaborate how I felt during the workout, and then I may talk about how it made me feel afterwards to get it done. So you want to make sure that you're being descriptive in your posts, and that you're not just putting out a one-sentence post, because you want to attract them to what you're doing. Do you have anything to add on that?
I did, but you kept talking over me, so now I forgot. But I mean, it's all, I did it at the start, I posted a recipe. I can remember a recipe that I posted on my page. It's like, I'm not even sure why I did that, because I don't know who I was posting to, back when we first started coaching. But then when you kind of understand and you see that, like she says, you don't want to lead with the product. You don't want people to, because there's 450,000 coaches out there. Why are people coming to you? They want you.
Yeah.
They want what you are doing. Now, I mean, you could be selling anything, but it's about your brand. It's about you.
And there are times like I'll do a Shakeology recipe, especially if I have a new one. Like when I had watermelon and mint, it was a brand new Shakeology recipe I tried, and it was amazing. And so I did a picture, and it was a picture of my blender, the spinach in it, the watermelon. It was really pretty and visual, and you could barely see my little Shakeology packet in the very bottom corner. And I think it even kind of cut the packet out a little bit. And I still, in my caption, I called it my superfood shake. So it's not to say that you can't post recipes. It's just, you just don't want to overkill it. And like you said, you don't want to lead with the product, because that's not what makes people attracted to you as a coach.
You want jabs. You don't want right hooks. So you want little jabs like that. You don't want to come out with.
He's getting this from a book, by the way.
It's a good book by Gary Vaynerchuk called Jab, 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 Right Hook. But it talks about this and, what we do is essentially. But, you just want little bits of information. Like I said, she hints the superfood shake. She sold a recipe before. You just don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah. And what I was going to talk about with, offering value on your Facebook page, just things that I frequently try to do. And if you guys are following me, you see, I already did it today. I posted a workout, and my workout is one that it's all moves from programs that we do. It's not something that I'm like, really talented and created my own workout, totally copy it from our workout programs. And usually I'll even mention in a caption, here are some of the things that you can do at home that I learned from my fitness programs. So I'll kind of even throw out a little hint that this is where I got it. I don't act like I created anything. So I think, if you're doing workout videos, I use iMovie, but I've used Pick, Play, Post, which is super easy to do. It's an app. And remember, when you use Pick, Play, Post, to upload it to your camera roll and then post it to Facebook. Don't upload it from Pick, Play, Post. But also recipes that the Beachbody blog may have. I know Chris does this a lot. He'll find recipes on the Beachbody blog, and, don't necessarily share it from the blog, but make it yourself. Take a nice image of it, take a nice picture with good lighting, and then, post that. And you can either post the recipe, and like I gave you guys a tip the other day, you can either post the recipe, or you can tell people, this was really good. Again, put the emotion behind it, how you felt about it, how your family liked it, that it was healthy, it was clean, it fitted in your fixed portions. If anybody wants the recipe, just let me know. Comment below or message me. It's a great opportunity to open conversation up. I rarely do that anymore because my following is so large, and I have so many of my challengers that follow me that if I did that, all my old challengers would sit and comment, send me the recipe. So I don't do that much, but as a new coach, I did that a lot. And now that I have a like page, and I am trying, to build that up, and that's a build, guys. That's taken me a while to build up. I will often convert people, saying, here's the picture, the image. If you want the recipe, it's at my like page. So I do that sometimes too. But for you guys, what I would probably do is just take a picture, talk about, if your family liked it or whatever, and then tell them to comment below or message you for the recipe. So that way you can not post the recipe in comments, but you can actually go in and personally message them and start that conversation.
It's all about adding value, and I think her page is probably a little more valuable than mine. Her workout videos are really good, but it's just about adding that value. You want people to come back to you. And if you end up segue into a like page, that's for that. It's for the value. It's for people to go to every day to see what you're doing, because that's just what it's all about.
Yeah. So I want to touch on that today, just to talk a little bit about branding and breadcrumbing. There is in our album section, we talk a lot about breadcrumbing. So we want coaches to make sure that you're not, you don't post really anything and then call out. Don't really post anything, call out. Don't post anything, call out. Because you're leaving people confused, and you're leaving people feeling sold. And so you want to make sure that there's valuable content in between those call outs, and there's breadcrumbing of what you're doing and what you're about, and that you are a coach, and that you are helping people, and that you do have something to offer in these challenge groups. And so you talk about it. And so I think if you went to our album section and you looked at the section that said breadcrumbing, you're going to see a lot of examples of a lot of different coaches on our team that have done a really great job at breadcrumbing. And I suggest following coaches. I had a coach today say, well, I know we're not supposed to friend coaches. That's not true. You can friend coaches. And actually what I suggest anymore, because what I do, unless you're on my team, I don't accept friend requests anymore from coaches that are from other organizations or other teams, because I can only have a certain amount of friends on my Facebook, and I don't want to max that out. So what I suggest is coaches to go and not necessarily friend some of these coaches, but follow them. Now, if they're on our team, like our immediate team, and you guys see their name on the leaderboard, go ahead and friend them. I think that the coaches on our team should definitely be friends. But if they're coaches like Amy Silverman, some of the higher up coaches, even if, like I always suggest from my upline team, following Sarah Graham or Kelly O'Barr or Chanel, always clicking follow on them would probably be better than clicking friend requests, because I think Sarah's almost maxed out on her friends. But if it's on our team, there's a lot of really great coaches to follow. And if you're like, well, who are these great coaches? Look at the leaderboard. Look at the people that are on the top that are doing really well, and, go and follow those coaches and friend them. And, kind of watch what they're posting. Obviously they're doing something right. And you've heard probably before, success leaves clues. You just got to watch for them. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about using your spouse or your partner, fiance, or parent to increase your income. So last week we talked about being Emerald, and we talked about Team Cycle Bonus. And so a few things that I've been talking to some of the other new coaches that are hitting Success Club each month, and some of them are even hitting Success Club 10 and higher, is how can we make it an advantage to see more income from their spouse's account. So what I suggest is once you get your spouse, your parent, your partner, whatever, for right now I'm just going to say spouse to make it easy. Once you get them signed up, we always suggest you sign them up on your weak leg. And so you won't know what your weak leg is if you're a new coach unless you ask your sponsoring coach. So you will ask your sponsoring coach, what's my weak leg, when you go to sign them up, and you will sign them up on that weak leg. Now, that is a leg that you build totally by yourself. And your strong leg, some of you coaches may already notice you have coaches in underneath of you on that strong leg. And that's a leg that your upline or any coaches that are above them are contributing to. Okay, so you're already contributing volume on that strong leg. Okay, so once you get your spouse signed up on the weak leg, you do have to have a personally sponsored coach signed up on the strong leg in order to be Emerald and to be accruing any volume. So we talked about this last week. But once you have become Emerald and you have your spouse signed up and you're hitting Success Club, and you're hitting Success Club 10 and higher, what I've been having coaches do and what we've learned is financially beneficial is anytime you hit Success Club 10, any other challenge pack sales after that, put under your spouse's account. Because hitting Success Club 10 means that you should, if you meet the other requirements, you are eligible for customer leads and Shakeology leads, meaning that Beachbody will give you customers that have already purchased Shakeology, and you get the commission for that Shakeology. So Success Club 10 is important because I usually get, a few of those a month, and sometimes I even get somebody that buys like 5 bags of Shakeology, something ridiculous like that has happened before. So I think hitting Success Club 10 is extremely important so you can get those free customers. So once you've hit that, at that point, the points don't necessarily matter unless you're going towards earning the free trip for next year, and then the points do go towards earning the money for that. Or if you're going to, like Josh usually does it from Success Club points. So if you're trying to earn something at that point, that's when you would want to accumulate a lot of points. But if you're thinking about it from an income standpoint, once you hit 10, you put all your challenge pack sales through your husband's account. That's going to help you generate volume on that weak leg. Now remember, you already have volume on your strong leg. You have nothing on your weak leg if you only have him signed up. But if you're putting through a challenge pack sell, well, that's, say it's a $140 challenge pack. Well, you get 105 volume points. So if you guys remember from last week, it's a ratio of 100 to 200. So your strong leg should already probably have 200 on it, especially if you have been accumulating that carryover. So each time you put a challenge pack under your husband's account, you not only earn the commission because it is the same bank account, you're working their account, but you also earn a cycle because you already have 100 on that side. You have 105 from one challenge pack. So I have several coaches that have been doing this, and they're seeing Team Cycle Bonus because they're putting challenge pack sales through their husband's accounts once they hit Success Club 10. Okay, so that is one big way that you are going to be able to earn an additional amount of income from your spouse's account. Your second way is that, say you have somebody that wants to buy just a fitness program, or they want to buy just Energize, or they want to just buy the cookbook, something that doesn't have Success Club points attached to it. You can put those through your spouse's account. Now, that will, again, you'll earn the commission, and you'll also be adding volume to that weak leg that has nothing there. Because if you don't get a Success Club point for it, you might as well just put it on his account because you're working his business. And that also helps to keep his account active. So, say you have somebody that is wanting to get the 21-day fix and they're refusing to do Shakeology. They just want to do the 21-day fix right now. Then you would put that through your spouse's account, and that would contribute 45 volume points under his account, which would almost keep him active. You need 50, at least 50. So you would almost be to the point where you're also helping keep him active, but you're also generating volume on that leg. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? I think we've covered that, putting product under your spouse's account quite a bit before. But the hitting Success Club 10 and then putting the rest of the challenge packs through your spouse's account is something kind of new that we're learning, and that I'm seeing some of our coaches that are hitting that 10 plus are earning Team Cycle from that. So that's kind of cool. And also, a lot of times coaches will, of course, sign their spouse up with a challenge pack so they can get that coaching fee waived. A lot of times they'll also be getting the packets so they can actually hand out packets as samples. And so coaches often say, well, my husband's not drinking it, so I don't really want to keep him on 90 HD because I don't want to get 2 bags of Shakeology a month. I wouldn't want to either if Chris wasn't drinking it. So this is, again, another really great way to keep them active is when you're putting sales through his account. Anytime you have a personal order to do, say you want to buy Energize and you want to buy the cookbook or clothes, there's no volume. Then you would put that under his account. Now, I do want you to know if you buy a fitness program, because I wasn't thinking one day, and I run my stepdad's account, and I put a fitness program under his account, not realizing that it wouldn't go on my on-demand. So you do want to remember that if you're buying fitness programs and you put them on your spouse's account, but the on-demand is on your account, it won't be loaded to your account. So I buy all the fitness programs actually through Chris's account because we do have on-demand on his account and mine, but I don't keep it on my stepdad's because he's not an active coach at all, and I work his business. So, okay. Okay, last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and for some of you this may be kind of way over your head, but as you advance in your business, your spouse being on that weak leg is really helpful, because what you're going to do is once you become a diamond coach, and then you start to create leaders in your own organization, as we have, and you hit 1 star. Anytime that you have a diamond in your organization that you personally sponsored, it adds a star to your business. So you're a 1 star. If you have 1 diamond, if you have 2 diamonds in your organization, and there has to be a diamond on each side, if that makes sense. It can't be 2 diamonds on one side. It has to be a diamond on each side. And then you're 2 star. And so once you're a 2-star diamond coach, Beachbody says, hey, Danielle, you've really advanced your business. We're going to allow you to, this is kind of mind-boggling, we're going to allow you to sign yourself up as a coach in your own organization because you've advanced to 2-star. So that's what I've done. I have myself signed up in my organization, and that is called my second business center. So when I was able to sign myself up, what happened was I could place myself anywhere in my organization. And where I placed myself was on my husband's weak leg. So if you can imagine what happens when you place somebody on your husband's weak leg and they already are getting volume occurring, then they start to create team cycle bonus. So I often have coaches, not fully understand how their spouse is going to benefit them, or they don't see it really happening just yet. But when you advance your business that far and Beachbody says, okay, we're going to allow you to open yourself up again, that's where you're placing your second business at. And so now anytime I have any challenge pack sales, which you guys know last month was my biggest month, I had 71 Success Club points. All of those points went under my second business center on his weak leg. So that kind of tells you how that helped him generate team cycle bonus, and it also benefited my first business center, my first meet. And I know this part's kind of over people's head, but I wanted to make sure I explained that because a lot of times coaches may not see a huge benefit at first with having their spouse signed up, but as they advance into the business, that part becomes very crucial because that's where you're going to place them. Now, I have some coaches that are on a strong leg or have placed their spouse on a strong leg accidentally. Something happened. They couldn't get it moved. I've had a coach actually message me and be really worried about that. And to tell you guys the truth, it's not ideal, but does it mean it's going to make or break your organization? No, it's not. Brooke is actually signed up on Jason's strong leg in his organization. And they're actually on what we call a dead leg, meaning that Jason and Brooke don't get any coaches from their upline. Everything that they have in their organization, they had to build all on their own. Of course, signing up people like me who have grown a big organization benefits them, but they're not having anybody help them from above. It's all about who they've signed up, which it stinks. I mean, it definitely could be a disadvantage, but as you can see, Brooke's organization is very profitable. She's doing very well. They're not having any issues with making success out of being a Beachbody coach, even though she's signed up on a strong leg and they're on a dead leg where they're getting no help from their upline.
Yeah, there are elite top 10 coaches who are on dead legs like that.
Amy Silverman is one of them. She's on a dead leg.
And she's built slow. It's taken her a while, but she's built an amazing foundation.
Yeah.
And it's just, slow and steady wins a race.
Yeah. And so, the good thing about us is that, you're signing up with people that know what they're doing. Brooke and Jason signed up with somebody that wasn't exactly 100% in Beachbody and didn't know everything that he was doing. And so he just kind of, signed them up and they ended up wherever. And, that can happen too. But, we try to watch. We of course know the placement of our own personally sponsored coaches, but we try to watch other coaches too and do the best that we can to help mentor and help everybody so that everybody's building with a strong foundation.
But if you have a question, reach out to your upline or to us.
Yeah.
We can help you with placement for sure.
Yeah. And I actually tell all my coaches, if I personally sponsor you, please, reach out to me. If you are unsure, let me help you. I have a bird's eye view of your organization, so I can sit there and look at it and say, okay, let's strategize what would be the best place to put this person. And sometimes, I tell coaches it's a gamble. You don't know when you're placing coaches, are they going to be a rock star or are they going to fall off next month? What type of coach are they going to be? You don't know. So it's all kind of a guessing game, but we try to strategize it as best as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And never give up on these people. Some people may sit for 8 months and turn into rock stars. It's happened.
Yeah.
So
we actually met a coach on the cruise that's, how long did she say? I think she sat for 2 years. 2 or 3 years, something crazy.
As a coach,
not building, not doing anything. And she said she just wasn't really into it at first and didn't see the opportunity. She didn't know what the opportunity was. And so she just kind of sat being just a discount coach and not really doing much. And then I think it was either 2 or 3 years. It was a long time. Mm-hmm. And then she just decided, after she was seeing other people be successful and other people leaving their jobs and having financial success, she decided to really start working at it. And she is an elite coach. She was an elite coach last year. She's a 5-star diamond coach, and she has a really profitable organization herself now. She's been a coach for 6 years, but like I said, only actively been coaching for 3. So yeah, she did sit for about 3 years. We're like, wow, what took you so long? So it was really interesting to talk to her and hear her story. Okay, I'm going to unmute everybody. Do you guys have questions? We got 5 minutes. Don't be shy.
There are no stupid questions.
There isn't. And there's a lot of new coaches on here right now, too. I can see a lot of the newer coaches are on here, too. So, and I messaged some of my coaches last week and said, I know that last week's call may have been over your head, but it was good information to know. And it's also going to be a good video as you start to get more into it, or, once you advance and you actually become an Emerald coach, to go back and rewatch that video to really fully get it. Because, like I told you guys last week, I didn't understand the whole team part of it, or team cycle bonus, or how to use Chris's account to benefit my income until like months into coaching. I did get it. So, some of you have just signed up to be a coach a couple weeks ago, and you're getting all this information right now.
And we're still learning, guys. I mean, this isn't something that you can ever really stop learning. There'll always be new information and new strategies.
Yeah. And so, and even with our training, I mean, I go through probably every quarter and I add something or take something away, or.
Well, social media and Facebook and the algorithms and Edge Rank, Facebook's algorithm. If you just Google Edge Rank, it's kind of scary, but all that stuff changes so fast. So you have to stay on top of it.
Yeah. And just to kind of, while we're kind of having some dead time here and nobody has questions, just some social media tips that I can kind of throw out there. I've actually done a call on social media. It'd probably be a good idea to do it again since we have so many new people. But, timing is really important. Like I posted in the team page today about our video. I was so upset I had to post it at 3:00 today because it was like the worst time. But just our internet here at home, I couldn't have uploaded it. It took me 45 minutes at Starbucks. And, but with you guys going in and commenting on the post, or people commenting on the post, and then us going back and commenting on the post and responding to people, that pulls it back up to newsfeed. And so if you guys ever wonder, you had a friend post something yesterday and you open up your Facebook and it's on your newsfeed and you're like, oh, when did they post this? It got posted like 2 days ago. It's because somebody commented on it. And when they commented on it, it brought it back up in the news. And so that's a big tip, that anytime somebody comments on your stuff or says, oh, you look great, go back and say thank you, because just that comment brings it back up in the newsfeed. And then square pictures, I posted about that today. I was seeing a lot of skinny pictures. Square pictures are just more attractive. Facebook gives more attention to pictures that take up the full space.
And good pictures. You want good quality pictures and that tell a story, but also you want to have some story to go with your pictures too.
Yeah. Lighting, you always want to think about, I think I talked about this last night on our new training call, but just having good lighting. Is there a difference between, sorry, I'm going to read this. Signing up someone, check out JT, signing them up as a discount coach. Is there a difference between signing up someone, Shakeology HD, and signing them up as a discount coach?
Yes.
I'm kind of confused about that question.
Yeah, because if you're basically just selling Shakeology on HD, Home Direct isn't a discount. It's two separate things.
Yeah, Home Direct is them on auto ship.
Yeah.
And anybody who purchases a challenge pack is automatically placed on auto ship. So that's why we always send them the reminder message 30 days prior. Like, say if somebody bought something April 7th, their next shipment's May 7th. And I will message them a week before and say, hey, and I have a script that you guys can use to remind them that they are on Home Direct. They can call them, modify, change their flavor, delay their shipment.
It's in the team files, albums.
It is in the album section. And to remind them, if they're not using that club free trial, to cancel it.